His first pitch was hit right back to the mound. In the Phillies' first, Boa at bat.
Line drive, that's a hit off the bat of Larry Boa. Staub cuts it off. Boa's out at first base with a line single. Now the first hit. Veterans Stadium, and it goes justifiably to Larry Boa.
Here's Boa in the first base hit ever in this ballpark. A good fastball right down the pipe, a little on the inside part of the plate, and Larry got that barrel of the bat out there, lined it into right field. That's the first base hit ever in this beautiful new stadium.
1 on, 1 out in the first. Boa breaking. Here's the throw by Bateman, and he is safe at second base with a stolen base.
For Boa, the first stolen base. And the first double play, Bunning to Boa to Johnson. Money slammed the first home run ever hit in Veterans Stadium. And his ball turned on Philadelphia Phil and Phyllis for the first time. Phillies rallied for 2 more runs. After Montanez walked, Darren Johnson poked a base hit to left. Another walk loaded the bases. And Roger Freed hit a single scoring Montanez. McCarver's sacrifice fly to center scored Johnson. In the 8th inning, with Bunning in a jam, manager Lucchese made a move. The call went to the bullpen for reliever Joe Horner. Eventually got the first win as Horner put out the fire. In the Expos ninth, LeBoy flied out to Freed. Then a ball was fouled back into the seats. And who got it? Catcher Mike Ryan's lovely wife. That gave the Ryans 2 for 2 for the day. Horner got the next 2 men on a fly to right. And a grounder to Money, who forced the runner at second for the 3rd out. Philadelphia 4, Montreal 1. A historic day in Philadelphia baseball history. While the Phillies went on to win only 66 more games, they did provide the fans with some exciting moments and players. The biggest surprise, Willie Montanez. Montanez hit well, had 99 RBIs, 30 home runs, a record for a Philadelphia rookie. On 3 occasions, he hit 2 homers in 1 game. And knocked in the game-winning run 13 times. Montanez, playing center field, a strange position for him. He came up as a first baseman, turned in some great fielding plays. This one he didn't catch. Lost it in the sun. Where? Inside the Astrodome in Houston. For Willie Montanez, 1971 was a great season. He finished second in the voting for Rookie of the Year honors. Last season, Larry Bowa developed into one of baseball's outstanding shortstops. And the patience manager Lucchese had shown with Larry paid off. Bowa stole 28 bases and was an exciting base runner. Larry came up with some timely base hits. Bowa also sparkled in the field. He made only 11 errors, a major league record, and compiled the highest fielding percentage in the history of the game. First baseman Darren Johnson, the quiet slugger, had his moments, too. In 1971, Darren hit 34 home runs, a career high. 3 in 1 day against Montreal, actually 4 in a row, tying a major league record, as he had hit one the night before his last time at bat. For the first time in his career, Johnson hit a home run with the bases loaded in a game at Shea Stadium. Johnson played well in the field, too, with plays like this one. it was a busy year for Tim McCarver. His base running touched off a big rhubarb in Houston. Let Tim tell you about it.
Darren hit a ball that was hit very sharply to the left side of Joe Morgan. Joe made a real fine play in going and catching the ball and going to his knees. And of course, I was on first base and had a good lead at the time. And when I arrived at second base, well, Roger Metzger, the Houston shortstop, was coming across at the same time. And when I hit him, I was either on the bag or maybe 1 foot to the other side of the bag. Well, naturally, my job was to take him out of the play, thinking that the ball was hit sharply enough, whereas they could double up Darren at first base. Well, when I hit Roger, I hit him up in his chest, and the ball went one way, and his glove went one way, and my hat went one way, and my body went one way.
The fierce competitor that he is.
The Cubs, Kenny Reynolds pitching to Pepitone. There's Doyle knocking the ball down and running right at Santo and flipping to McCarver to get him out. Now they've got 2 men down at second base, and there goes McCarver. He's after Callison. He tags him out.
Then there was McCarver's fight with former teammate Lou Brock. Tim talks about that with Rich Ashburn.
Tim, a little over a week ago, we were playing the Cardinals in Philadelphia, and you belted one of your old friends. Now, we're in St. Louis, and there are going to be a few boos here tonight.
I anticipate a few. Yes, I do, Rich. And, you know, it's a funny thing. It's a very ironic thing that it all happened. I'm not sorry personally for what I did, but I'm sorry that the incident took place. I certainly am not demeaning Lou in any way by saying that I don't think it was his fault, and I don't think it was my fault. I think some of those things happen when you're on a frustrated ball club like ours, and I've lost before, and I lost with the Cardinals before, and I've won before, but I thought Lou stepped out of bounds. Maybe Lou's version of the thing is a little bit different, but consequently, if Manny, which we threw at Lou, and if Manny had hit him on the first pitch, we'd have gone down to first base and nobody had said anything. But I certainly wasn't out to punch him.
8 days later, Brock and McCarver held another summit conference in St. Louis. In slow motion, Joe Torre hits a high fly ball to center field. Montanez comes in to make the catch. Brock is on third. Here's a throw. And look out. Here comes Lou Brock. Parting shot to Brock was, have a good winter, Lou. When Jim Bunning walked to the mound in San Diego and struck out 2 Padre hitters, he became the second greatest strikeout pitcher in baseball history, behind Washington's great Walter Johnson. 16 years, Jim retired as an active player, but not before he was given a night by the Philadelphia fans. In 1972, Jim Bunning will manage at Reading, Pennsylvania. Pitcher Rick Wise had his best year in 71. A highlight, a no-hitter against the Reds. Here's Harry Counts.
Wise has hit 8 career home runs. There's a well-hit ball, deep left field. That might go. It is a home run for Rick Wise, his second of the game. His 4th home run of the year. His 9th career home run. And what a story this is.
He hit a fastball, and he ripped it. He's evidently not too worried about a no-hitter right at this moment. It certainly hasn't affected his hitting concentration.
We move on to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Rick Wise with a no-hit, no-run game going. Jimmy Stewart, who came in defensively to play left field, is going to lead off, to be followed by Ty Klein. Three and 2 to Jimmy Stewart. Strike 3 called. That's one of them. Wise has 2 more to go. Stewart called out on strikes. A pitch on the inside corner. Frank Lucchese, the edge of the dugout. He's as nervous about it as Rick Wise, probably more so. Big sigh by Frank. Well, I wonder what's going through the minds of the Phillies fielders. They're hoping not to have a ball hit close to them, whether they want it. Klein, a ground ball, hit to Harmon. Harmon to Wise, covering 2 of them. He's 1 out away from a no-hitter. Pete Rose stands in. He's nothing for 3. Full count to Pete Rose. Well, it's gone down to the wire. Rick will want to make sure this is a good pitch. Rose, as we've mentioned, one of the game's feared hitters. George Foster due to hit next. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing a line drive, he did it! Vukovich made the grab, Wise has done it! A no-hit, no-run game. Rose with a line drive to Vukovich, it's all over. Rick Wise has just pitched a no-hitter, and look at his Philly teammates mob him. Wise has done it.
There was nostalgia at Vet Stadium in 71, Old Timers Day, as stars of both the Phils and the A's were on hand, including whiz kid Rich Ashburn and his 2 broadcasting colleagues. Ken Heintzelman, Smokey Burgess, Andy Semenick and Jim Constanti, Stan Lapata and Del Ennis, popular manager Jim Dykes, Hank Majeski and Eddie Juice, Sam Chapman. And how would you like to manage this outfield of Joe DiMaggio, Rich Ashburn, and Stan Musial? For a most unusual play, how is this one? Up in Montreal, Chris Short bunts. A wild, wild throw. Vukovich comes in. Short also scores on the bunt. Last September, the Phillies brought up these youngsters: Wayne Twitchell, Mike Anderson, Pete Kogel, and Greg Luzinski, who hit this home run over 2 fences in New York. The Phils are counting on them in 72. About the fans and the Phillies next year, here's what manager Frank Lucchese has to say.
You know, I came into Philadelphia last year, and I was told Philadelphia is a tough town, the press is bad, and the bluebirds. Well, I'll tell you one thing, fans. I enjoyed my stay here in Philadelphia very much in 1970 and 71. And I'm hoping that in 1972, we can bring you a ball club that you'll be proud of. And I want to thank you for having patience with Frank Lucchese and the Philadelphia players this year.